Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be doing a tag video. So I was actually tagged by Kaylee Wesley to do the raw video tag. I think that's what it's called. Basically it is an unedited video. Yeah. This was actually, this was created by Bren's Beauty Boutique. So definitely go check her out, show her some love. And certainly if you have not seen Kaylee, check her out as well. Although I feel like everybody knows Kaylee. Every time I have a channel that I've been watching for ages, she's in the comment section. So I think all of you know Kaylee by now. She's a great content creator, so definitely continue to show her some love. But if you haven't seen Bren's channel, definitely check that out as well. So I am going to be doing this get ready style, and I've been kind of putting this video off a little bit, I think, because of a few different reasons. Before I get into that though, I'm just going to be using Project Pan items in my get ready today, because that way I'm not having to also figure out how to stop and tell you what I'm using and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of why I have been putting this off just a little bit, because I am not very interesting. I'm not, and I'm fine with it. But also, I also have a tendency to kind of ramble and get off topic and just go all over the place. And editing really helps kind of make that a little bit less obnoxious for you guys. So you can thank Kaylee. Alright, so I am just putting some of my little eye patches on. They're probably not very straight. And I feel like I still have makeup on from yesterday, which is annoying because I really washed my face very well. But I went out last night to celebrate a girlfriend's birthday, and I got back a little bit late because it was a kid-free day. Normally, and this is kind of my bad, but normally I would book a babysitter. My husband and I would go because it was kind of a couples thing. But when I went to go book my babysitter, she was not free, which is fine. But the thing that kind of struck me was that the last time I booked her was over a year ago. So that means that I have not left my house without my child in over a year, which is kind of weird and something that I want to address, I guess, because as much as I freaking adore my kid, like, I think you guys know by now that I just absolutely adore my kid, it's important for my husband and I, you know, to have time to ourselves as well. And clearly we haven't been doing that, and I don't even know how we're going to do that with twins on the way. So unfortunately, since she wasn't free, it meant that my husband didn't get to come, which honestly, this is a terrible thing to say, isn't the worst thing ever, because it was just kind of nice to have a little bit of genuine kind of me time. So it was a lot of fun though. We were, like I said, celebrating a girlfriend of mine's birthday. We all went out to a nice Italian restaurant that was really good. Really, really good. So I pretended a little bit. I got a mocktail and pretended like I was actually, you know, living my old life, I guess. I don't know. But, so like I said, I'm only using really Project Pan stuff today. I don't have a ton that I'm going to be doing today. So today is Monday the 20th. Yes, Monday the 20th, which is Martin Luther King Day. For me, it's a holiday from work. It is not a holiday for my husband. So I decided to actually take the baby to daycare and take the day for myself so that I can get a few things, you know, done. Because that's the hardest thing, is that when you're toting a toddler around, sometimes it's hard to get some stuff done. So I am going to actually film another video after this one. I'm going to film my Stitch Fix unboxing, which I know I didn't do for you guys in December. December was just kind of hairy, scary, and crazy. And I'll be honest with you, one of the things that's a little bit challenging about Stitch Fix is that you're only supposed to have it for 3 days before deciding what, if anything, you want to keep, and then begin the process of the return. Now, the returns are super, super easy. They provide a bag for you that has all the postage and everything already paid and stuff. So they make it really, really easy, but 3 days is not very long, especially if you are doing things like filming a YouTube unboxing video, but you also work full-time and have a family and stuff like that. So I didn't film in December just because it was a little bit crazy of a month anyway, and it came at kind of an inopportune time, and it's hard for me to film those videos with the baby around just because he wants to be in everything. So it is early on Monday, which is why I'm having my one and only cup of coffee. So I'll be filming that video after this one, and then I'm just going to go run some errands. I've got some returns that I'm making for Amazon, which you can now make Amazon returns to Kohl's, which I thought was really kind of interesting. So I thought I'd kind of give it a try because I need to go in and look for some additional maternity clothes, because I literally have 2 pairs of pants that I can wear, which is why I wore a dress last night to dinner. There was a milk spillage incident on the pair of pants that I was planning to wear, and it didn't go over so well. So I was planning on going anyway, but I just was having a hard time figuring out when, because trying on clothes while you're toting a toddler is practically impossible. So I'll be doing that. Oops, sorry, I need a makeup wipe. And as you can tell, even though I'm feeling drastically better than I was, because if you don't know, I was sick for seriously like a month straight, I do still have congestion. It's finally starting to get a little bit chilly again here in the Carolinas. We have the most, I don't want to say the most absurd weather, because I moved here from Texas, and any of you that are from Texas or lived in Texas at any point know that the weather there really and truly has a mind of its own. But I feel like the Carolinas are getting to be pretty similar in that regard, because it was in the 70s for like a week straight. I mean, just crazy stuff. But my sinus congestion seems to always be triggered by the changing of the seasons. So definitely most prevalent in, sorry, I'm just trying to find the brush I want. When you're going from winter to spring and from summer to fall. So this kind of up and down weather that we've been having is, I think, probably contributing to just the congestion and the cruddy feeling and all that kind of stuff. So as excited as I am to finally start having some colder weather, because, you know, it's January, I have a feeling that it's going to mean that I'm going to get sick again, which is less than stellar. But yeah, so I'm going to go to Kohl's, make that return. Sorry, it's totally blocking my face there. Look for some maternity clothes, but also my husband and I finally bit the bullet and bought a new bed. So that's getting delivered later on this week. Our bed, our mattress itself is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, except for the fact that it's a queen and it's too small for us, especially once the twins come around. We don't co-sleep, but the reality is that there are going to be times when the children are going to be in our bed. I mean, it just is how it works, even if we're not like regular co-sleepers. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But we need a bigger bed. So we did actually go ahead and bite the bullet and get a king size bed. So that's getting delivered. But I need things like sheets and mattress protectors and all that kind of stuff. So I'm probably just going to make like a morning of it and go to, I've got a little shopping area around me that has the Kohl's, it has a Target, it has a Home Goods, it has a TJ Maxx, it has a Marshall's, all of those fun places that I used to frequent back before I had a kid. So that'll be fun. It'll be nice to kind of do that. Oh, and there's an Ulta over there. I know I'm on a budget, but it doesn't mean I can't go look, right? Okay, so I think the eyes are about as done as they're gonna get. I feel like they could stand to be a little bit more blended. But like I said, I will typically edit a lot of this, or at least speed it up, because I know it's not fun for you guys to watch me just like spend an eternity blending out my eyeshadow. But yeah, so that is what is on the agenda for today. My husband might be coming home early. It's hard to say. He's going to try to go to the doctor. He's been having some high blood pressure concerns that he just wants to make sure are not a bigger issue than just, you know, stress. Because that's part of being a grown-up. Okay, so let's get a little bit of the eyeshadow that transferred down, because that always happens when I'm using my finger. Alright, and then let's be a good girl and actually put on my sunscreen. I don't know why, but I still have not made sunscreen application a habit. Like, seriously. You'd think with all the sun damage on my face that it would be a no-brainer. It isn't. Please, everyone, wear your sunscreen. Alright. But yeah, hear that lovely congestion? Nothing is more exciting than listening to somebody with the sniffles. So, again, this is why I usually edit, because I'm not very interesting. I've already exhausted all of the things to talk about. I guess I could tell you a little bit more about the bed. We really did splurge, which is hard for me to do. I am by nature, I mean, you wouldn't know it by my makeup collection, which, by the way, that video should be going up before this one. You wouldn't know it by my makeup collection, but I am the thrifty one in the relationship. I'm the saver. I'm the one that's, you know, really wanting to try to make sure that we've got all of our debts paid off and, you know, be as financially stable as we can. Not that my husband isn't in agreement there. It's just easier for him to spend money than it is for me. Like, I genuinely have anxiety when it comes to spending large amounts of money. Which, again, if you look at my makeup collection as a whole, like, that's a lot of money that I've spent. It just wasn't all at once, I guess, is the thing. But we did splurge, and we ended up buying a Sleep Number bed. And I think the reason that I did end up consenting to it was that, you know, what I need right now in a bed is going to be different than what I need in 6 months, which is going to be different than what I need a year from now. You know what I mean? Especially with the pregnancy and everything. So if we were going to get a bed that we were going to be able to keep long term, then then the Sleep Number made sense. I think I was also a little bit tired of fighting, you know, the battle of the bed. Not that it was a terrible battle by any means. I'm being very, very dramatic here. But my husband really wanted one of the ones that the head and the feet fold up and down, and are adjustable, I guess. And I am not personally a fan of those because it's basically two beds. And I don't like the big, like, crevice that goes down the center and stuff like that. But, you know, he really wanted something that was more expensive than what I was looking at. And I mean, he's right, because if we're going to be keeping it long term, and this is something that I'm having to slowly come to terms with, is that it's better to spend a good amount of money up front for something that is quality and gonna last, rather than buying something inexpensive that is gonna break down in a couple of years and then we're gonna have to replace it anyway. Because over the course of time, you're gonna spend more money doing it that way. And it makes sense. It's just, for me, really, really hard to be like, yes, I want to spend thousands of dollars. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we both agreed on it. It's, like I said, it gives me so much anxiety to spend a lot of money. But we did end up doing the Sleep Number, so that'll get delivered on Thursday. And then because our frame is breaking, because unfortunately it is not well made. I'm going to pause here for just a second. I'm not editing. But I know I've been talking for about 17 and a half minutes, which means, oh my God, this is going to be long. But I know that the way my camera works, it usually dies between now and 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop it and restart it real quick. Okay. So, and the thing is with the frame, I thought we were buying something that was of much better quality than it was. But unfortunately, it is already breaking, which is stupid because it's only a few years old. But because we got a larger bed, that frame wouldn't work anyway because it's a queen size frame, obviously. So we did get another frame. That's getting delivered on Wednesday. So it's going to be an interesting week. It is kind of a good excuse also to kind of refresh our bedroom because we've had the same sort of color scheme going on for a while. And I mean, we're going to keep something similar because the frame that we purchased is similar in tone, or so I hope. We bought it on kind of a little bit of a whim, I guess. What we had been in the furniture store actually looking for was a recliner, because that broke as well. It has some sort of spring or cable or something that's popped in my husband's recliner. So every time he like rocks, it just makes this awful sound. And it's been driving him crazy for months now. So we'd gone in looking for that. And I saw this frame and it was on sale. And it looked to me, famous last words, it looked to me like it was going to be similar enough in color to the rest of the furniture in our room that it would work. And it has, because it's, you know, square or rectangle or whatever, but it has only about this much exposed wood, I guess, on the top of the frame. And then the rest is kind of a deep gray cloth or fabric. And so I thought, well, that would probably work real well because it looks like it's the same tone of wood. But I'm hoping that even if it's not perfect, that the cloth portion of it is enough of an eye draw that you don't notice as much. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I didn't totally mess that up because that would really annoy me. But it would be my own fault. So that's part of why it would annoy me. You know, we don't like it when things are our fault. Or at least I don't. Maybe y'all are more humble than I am. Alright. Let's finish up the under eyes. Actually, before we do that, we need more coffee. We need more coffee. And you guys, please feel free to pause here, get yourself a cup of coffee, because this is clearly going to be a long video. I'm apparently not capable of doing things halfway. Okay. So, let's do this. I've seen a few of these videos now, and some people are really, really good at this not editing thing and doing things in a, you know, very concise sort of way and having like interesting things to talk about and stuff. So if you have seen other videos with this tag, I apologize for mine. But I will say, this is one of my favorite times of the year to watch YouTube, because I just love all of the new projects that are coming out. I perversely love watching everybody's inventory videos. Like, mine was really, really difficult to film because it just left me feeling so exposed. But I really love watching everybody else's inventory videos because I find it just so interesting. I don't have my usual... I don't have my brush. Hold on. Or do I just want to try a new brush? Am I really going to be that person? No, because I don't think I have anything over here that makes sense to use. Okay, I am going to get it. I was trying to avoid it. Alright. Okay. Make sure I'm a little bit centered still. But yeah, I absolutely love watching other people's inventory videos. And I think, you guys tell me what you would prefer. Because I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I want to do like a mid-year check-in as far as my inventory goes. I'm not, and I know I've said this before, I'm not really a big declutterer. You know, I own these things because I liked them and I want to get use out of them. But, you know, there's also the reality that I don't think I can use all of them. You know, and so if I've got a friend or a family member, somebody who's like, hey, I kind of want this. I'm like, yeah, okay, please take it. But going through and intentionally decluttering is not something that I enjoy doing, or that, for me at least, makes a whole ton of sense. But if you'd like to see kind of like a mid-year check-in, I'd be happy to do it. But I do think that I'm going to be doing a lot, or I'm hoping that I'm going to be doing a lot of organization in general in the coming year, because this is not the only area of my life where I have clutter. So I am going to be trying to go through and just really kind of declutter in a lot of areas and find a better way to organize. Because right now my organization is very disjointed, which I don't love. So I am really hoping that by next year, when I do my inventory video then, I will have a much better organizational process in place. Because I really love being able to actually like see all of the products. Like Paula's from A Beauty Guru made me do it. I absolutely love her. And I love the way that she does her inventory. And I would like to do something similar to that at least next year. Kind of lay everything out, show everything that I have. Even though, yes, it is a ton, you know, really be able to kind of show you what I have in each of the categories. So I'm really very much hoping to do that next year. But yeah, I absolutely love this time of year because everyone's introducing all of their projects, everyone's doing all of their inventories. And I find it a really fun time to be on the YouTubes. on the YouTubes. All right. Okay, so most of the makeup is done. We're going to go ahead and set it in place. I'm not going to put on eyeliner because you guys do not need to see all that. And I think I figured out why I had not really used this a bunch. I know when I put it in my introduction, I was like, man, I don't know why I haven't been using this. I absolutely loved the regular sized one that I have. And the mister on this one is not nearly as good as the mister that was on the regular sized version. I don't want to say smaller one because it wasn't like a mini or anything. It was the regular size. This one's the extra large version. So I definitely don't love the mister as much on the big one. And I mean, it could just be a fluke, you know what I mean? Not everything is going to be made exactly the same, but I think that's why it was still basically full. But I do enjoy the product, so I'm happy to use it. Just FYI. And no, I cannot really talk while I am doing mascara stuff. Probably covering my face up too, aren't I? And yes, you'll see I am seriously extra when it comes to mascara because I use a primer and then I use one mascara on my lower lash line and a different mascara on my top lashes because, yep, extra. A little eyelash. Okay. All right. And in case anybody is wondering, on my lower lash line, I used my Mile High Club from Wander Beauty. It came in a BoxyCharm. For my lower lashes, it is perfect. And then for the top, I'm using a sample of my Laura Mercier. I think this is like Eye Caviar or something like that. Lash Caviar. Caviar seems to be a trend when it comes to Laura Mercier makeup. And I think it's getting to be on its last legs. Alrighty, a couple more steps left. We're gonna do inner corner highlight and a little bit of lipstick, and then I will release you back to your lives because you have dedicated enough of your day to me. Oh, so My kid, as you may know, I have a toddler. I have a 2-year-old. And anyone who's been around 2-year-olds or kids in general, they pick up just the funniest things. So he normally calls me mommy, but my husband regularly calls me sweetie. And so my 2-year-old has now started calling me sweetie, which is incredibly inappropriate, but also really hilarious. So I'll say hello to him. He'll go, "Hi, sweetie." I'm just like, "No, sir. No, sir. I am still mommy." All right, what are we going to do for the lips? Because I don't want to go downstairs and get my Project Pan lipstick. So I think I'm going to go with this Huda Beauty one in Joyride, because it's a little bit on the cooler side, and I don't know. That just seems like what I want to do for the moment. Alright, I think that looks just fine. Pull down the hair. Let's see how bad the bangs are. The bangs always do weird things when they're back for long periods of time. Alright, so yeah, so this is the finished look for today, which you will also see in my Stitch Fix unboxing if that's something that you end up watching. Hopefully it won't be nearly as long as this video here, but thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're all having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.